Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. I don't know why I'm nervous for this, but I realized I haven't done like a really chatty video in a super long time. I'm gonna have to look when the last time I did one was, because I actually have no idea. I feel like I've just strayed from that, and I don't know why, because I'm a yapper. But I also realized there's a lot of new faces here. I feel like since I switched over to more crafting full-time content, I've found a lot of new crafty friends here, so I figured it was time for a little life update, answering your questions on literally anything. Late last night because I was being bad and totally forgot to ask in advance. So if you want a new one of these because you missed the question, let me know, because I'd be so happy to do more videos like that. But late last night at unfortunately like 1 a.m. I asked you guys on my Instagram to ask me any questions. So we're just gonna be going through that, and obviously I'm going to try and knit and talk at the same time, which I'm actually a lot worse at than I feel like I should be, considering how much practice I get in and how much I film. But let's just get straight into my little Q&A. But I do want to shout out, if you want to see crafting updates, I respond to as many DMs and comments as I can, and I'm most like up to date and active on my Instagram stories. So if you want to chat, make sure to check out my other socials. But other than that, let's get straight into the video. I'm gonna start off by introducing you to my project, which if you watch my videos, I've been working on this for a while, and it's been kind of nice to have like that slower paced project just because I do so many finishing project videos within a week. So I'm like rushing through them. But this one has been really nice because I've been working on it for maybe a month now. It's just my second Sibe top, but it is the pattern that has ribbing on the top and the sides. And I think it's coming together so nicely. I will put all the information, like the yarn I'm using and the pattern, in the description as always. Last night I finally, in anticipation for this video, got to the part where I connected for the body. So I'm essentially just doing stockinette in the round, except since it's ribbed, you just do the ribbing on the sides and then it's all stockinette, versus the other version of this pattern, it's literally just stockinette like the whole time. But I'll start off this video with just a little introduction if you're newer to my channel, or if you missed a little chapter. I've been making content on YouTube since like I was 15 years old, so I know there was a lot to keep up with. But my name's Melanie. I'm currently 23 years old. I live in the Bay Area. I'm from Seattle. I lived in SoCal for 4 years for college. I went to Pepperdine, and then I graduated a semester early in the end of 2023. After that, I moved back to Washington for about half a year, and then I moved to the Bay, and I've been here for a little over a year now. I'm not in San Francisco, I'm in the East Bay, so I'm living in the suburbs, which is a little random, but honestly, if you've seen my videos, it like very much suits my lifestyle. Since I am a granny at heart and such a homebody, it's been like a new era, and it's been really fun, and I'm so grateful if you're here watching this and living that slow life with me, or if, you know, maybe you live a completely different life and you're still here crafting. As for my like social media journey, if you found me more recently, I wasn't always like this. I would like to say that YouTube and my social media kind of saw my love for crafting grow a lot, because when I started, I would do like some DIYs. Like I think my first internet videos were like iron on t-shirts, or do a lot of DIY like room decor and stuff. But over the years, especially after I graduated college, and also like during the pandemic, which I think is the same for a lot of people, I really found my love for all things like creative and crafts, and I think that really reflected in my channel, and I'm like a full-blown crafting channel now. So that's the Melanie crafting origination story. And now I talked so much, I should probably get into the question. Okay, first question. Favorite singer? BTW, I love your content. Thank you so much. It really means so much when people say that. Favorite singer? Let's just say my top artist on Spotify Wrapped has always been and will probably always be Taylor Swift, because I'm a Swiftie, but also she just has so much music. I feel like it fits every single mood that I've ever been in my life. Other than that, I wouldn't classify pop as like my main genre. I feel like I had a major shift into like more folky music in college, and I've kind of been stuck there ever since. So I really like Noah Kahan. I like some indie like alternative bands. I love the Backseat Lovers. I like Mount Joy, Peach Pit, Briston Maroney. I'm just naming them off. This is a little small one, but I recently went to a Sarah and the Sundays concert and I loved it. I'm a big fan of them. Next question. How do you make your YouTube thumbnail and how to be consistent? I don't know if you mean consistent with thumbnail or consistent on YouTube, so I will just answer both. My thumbnails, I make them on Procreate. I've been doing that for maybe the past 5 years, but before that I think I used PicMonkey. I've also switched just like based on the thumbnail. Sometimes I'll use Canva, sometimes I'll use PicMonkey still. It kind of just varies the vibe I'm going for, but like 90% of the time I'm using Procreate, especially for all the like doodly text. And then how to be consistent with thumbnail. I feel like you just have certain fonts or certain, like if you always do a collage style, or if you always do like your face really big or still, you just try to keep certain attributes in your different thumbnails. And it doesn't have to be all of them, but as long as a couple of those attributes are really strong, come across in all of them and repeat, then I feel like you will have a nice consistent thumbnail feed. And as for YouTube, I don't know if I'm the best person, because I did take not like a break, but definitely during college and those busy periods, I wouldn't be nearly as consistent. And I regret that so much. It makes me so sad. But at the same time, it is really hard. Like if you want something to be consistent and sustainable really long term, you have to do what's actually feasible for you. So if you're super overloaded with school and work and you want to still be consistent and post weekly, but you're like staying up till like 2 a.m. every night to do that, to me, like I wouldn't be able to be consistent with that for 5 years. So if you need those breaks every other week, or you know, when it's finals, I let myself have that, and I think that's what makes it consistent long term. In short, I would say set up goals for yourself, whether that's posting weekly or twice a month or whatever is reasonable for you, to the point where if you miss one, you'd be able to pick back up. Because if you shoot too high, you can't miss it, and then it's a mental game of like, oh, I already messed up, I'm just gonna quit. I think that happens so much, especially with social media, and I think the best thing you can do is set a reasonable long-term goal and then not get defeated if you don't meet that. Is social media your job? Also love your content. Your mom's adorable. My mom is adorable. That's one thing. Now that I don't live with my parents, I guess I haven't filmed with them for a long time, since I didn't live with them in college either or see them as much, but I used to film a lot with my parents back in like high school, and those videos were always so much fun. And it's like funny too, because my mom watches YouTube, but my dad, like, I think he still doesn't comprehend that he was in my videos. Why is doing the ribbing, it's just Net 1 Pro 1, but like why is it making me concentrate? This is not supposed to be chaotic knitting, but that's my natural state, I guess. Okay, so social media was my full-time job for the past year, like since I graduated college. But another reason I wanted to film this video for the life update is that I actually started a new job that is social media related. It's like social media and marketing, but I recently started that just last week. I had my 3rd day yesterday, and it's been going really good. We're a design build startup in the Bay Area, and honestly, I feel like everything in my life is so like, I never thought this was gonna happen. I never thought I was ever gonna do social media full-time in the first place. I'm really glad I did. I think it was what I needed to have a good healthy adjustment to moving here and kind of having that slow period of being kind of intentional about what I want for social media after college. I don't know. I think everyone post-grad kind of has that like, I need to figure my stuff out period, and mine was a year long, and I was doing social media full-time for it, and I think that worked out really well for me. But I think at this point I'm excited and I'm ready to branch out and work for someone other than myself for a little while and see how that goes. And you know, I've only been there for 3 days, but it's been going good so far. Which creators do you regularly watch on YouTube? I like this question. I love hearing who other people watch too, so if you guys have any recommendations, please leave them below. This, just like the singer question, is one that I know I'm gonna space on so much, even though I swear I watch so much YouTube. I would say for like more lifestyle stuff, I watch a lot of Ava Jules. I love just watching Hawaii all the time. Oh my gosh. Anyways, I watch Meredith Good's videos, and frick, I forgot her name. It's like her friend Hannah and Olivia's videos. I'll just link a bunch of ones, but I kind of separate it between the lifestyle videos I watch and then the crafting videos I watch when I craft. So the crafters I watch are Avery Paula, Kate Bays, and Sydney Graham, and there's probably some other ones. So I'll like put them on the screen or link them or something. Do you have a favorite piece that you've crocheted or knitted? Oh my gosh, good question. Do I? Okay, I feel like I should have a better answer for this. I think my favorite crocheted items are probably the lined bags I made, just because those are what I use the most. And I am really proud of them. I think they're the most like professional looking pieces, probably because they're lined. And then knit, well, I've knit like 3 things. Well, I've knit more than that, like a lot of accessories, but my favorite thing is probably the butter yellow Sebe top that I made, just because I think that's what I'm gonna like end up wearing the most. If I didn't mess up so much on my cloud sweater, I think I would wear it a lot, but it's also way too hot to wear that. So apart from strawberries, do you have any other favorite fruits? Okay, the thing is, I don't even love strawberries very much, like eating them. I like strawberry flavored things, but I think I just like strawberry print, and I don't know when I'll grow out of that. Probably will have to at some point. As for eating, I actually love watermelon. I love green grapes. I love blueberries. I kind of like all fruit actually. What's your favorite season? That differs so much, I think, where you are, which is something I've learned, because in Washington, I love summer in Washington, but I do not like summer in the East Bay. It's too hot. I really like winter in the East Bay because it's super green and everything looks like a Windows home screen, but I hate winter in Washington because it's freaking raining and snowing and I'm like scared for my life and cold. So I don't know. I also like fall. I kind of like most of them, like sometimes, and then I get sick of them and then it changes, and that's how life is. But I do like when you can experience all the seasons. That's something I like and miss about Washington. Would you ever do a crafty girl vlog with the sewing machine? Ugh. Okay, I think I will. I think I should. I feel like I get a good amount of questions or requests to do kind of more like sewing videos, but the thing is, guys, I feel like I'm just not the person to teach sewing. Like, I can show you guys what I do, but the honest truth is that I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, I cannot even remember how I learned how to sew. I don't know who taught me. I don't know how I know how to do the things I do, which is really stupid, but I think I just like figured it out, and I think I do everything really incorrect and not technically proper, so I feel kind of bad teaching. The extent of my sewing is very much like upcycling or hemming things, and I'm probably not even doing that right, like making thrift flip alterations or lining bags and stuff like that. But I mean, if you guys want to see how I do it, I'll do it. I just need to put like a million disclaimers. But I do love sewing, and a goal of mine has been to learn how to actually sew. I think I'm making excuses, but at my current apartment, I don't have like the best sewing setup, which I think deters me from sewing a lot of the time, because my sewing machine is essentially like in the depths of my very messy closet. And so taking it out is like a full day process. Like, no, I'm not taking my sewing machine out to hem one thing. I have to hem like 6 things, which is not good because I'm really cutting myself off from all the things I could be making. But anyways, if you want to see more sewing stuff, in short, I will do it, but I'm not very good at it. What was your life like in high school? That's a funny question. High school, I liked my high school experience a lot. I probably would have said stuff really differently had you asked me when I was in high school, because I was moody and I don't know, a different person. But I'm a very like look back at things, and I'm always like so grateful. So when I look back at it, I like loved high school and my friends and my life, but I know when I was back there, I was just like so done with it literally the entire time. I wanted to leave Washington so bad. I wanted to move to California, because who didn't want to move to California during that era? But once I moved to California, after a little bit, I was like, dang, I kind of like miss Washington. But I would describe my high school experience as pretty standard. I was on the drill team, so I was super busy with extracurriculars all the time. I think the main thing that differed for me is that I did dual enrollment starting my junior year, and that was how I was really able to do more social media, because I think a lot of my classes were hybrid and my school schedule is just not like the typical whatever, like 7 to 3 with extracurriculars until 6 p.m. kind of schedule. So I'm so grateful for that. And aside from like how great it was academically, I think it really helped me be where I am now because I was able to pour so much into social media. Okay, next question. Is there any craft you have no interest in trying? I've never thought about that. I feel like I would like to say no, but I feel like that's also the type of question where I'm probably not thinking of a craft I don't want to try. Like I won't know until it's in front of me and I'm like, I don't really want to do that. What do you think your career would be if you weren't on YouTube? Well, now that I am working, I guess it would just be what I'm doing, which is marketing and still social media related. But if I could change things, I actually think I would have went a more design route, whether it was like interior design or graphic design. And that's something that I've actually been kind of working towards and hoping to get more into. How did you learn how to knit? Good question. I don't remember how, but I learned when I was a kid, but I only knew how to do like stockinette. That's crazy. I actually have no idea how. It wasn't my mom, maybe my grandma, maybe camp, I don't know, maybe Joann's. I used to take some classes at Joann's, which is so sad because they're gone now. But I knew how to do like a square. I could make a square, and then I think I forgot how to make a square, and then I like relearned how to do some very basic things after I graduated. Actually, I think at certain points in college it would come back up and I would like try to do it, and I never let it stick. It finally stuck like half a year ago. I feel like I see this pattern a lot with people where you learn when you're a kid and you can't revisit it until like in your 20s or just later in life, and I guess I followed that path as well. Typical day of being a content creator. This is interesting because every day really was so different, and it depended on what exactly I was making, like crafting physically, and also what videos I was making. So for me, I'm a planner, but I'm also like a move things around a lot. So I would typically have my videos for the week concept wise planned out on Sunday night or on Monday, and then throughout the week I would kind of adjust what I wanted to get done in order to get it done on time. I would try to post a video, a YouTube video like once a week, and post on short form every day, whether that be like thrifting or crafting or lifestyle videos. I would just have like certain things ready and drafted, and I had periods where I'd have everything drafted a week in advance, like for the whole week, and then I have certain weeks where I'm like editing it up until the moment I post it. It doesn't give a great answer, but every day really was different. But every day was basically a mix of planning, filming, editing, posting. Do you feel pressure to finish a project quickly to get a video out? Honestly, a little bit, but it was never in a bad way, I would say. Like I never pushed myself so hard on a project that like it wasn't fun to do. I always enjoyed doing it. Sometimes I will say like my hands would get really sore, but I think that would happen anyway if I was just like crafting because I wanted to finish it, because knitting do be kind of addicting. And I think I also did kind of realize that when I was filming a lot of the challenge, like 12-hour, 24-hour videos, that I can't make those every week because it's like not good for my joints and my hands, as fun as they are. I also can't really do it anymore since I've started to work. Do you have any knitting projects that you don't record, or do you record everything you do? If I'm gonna be honest, I've had things in general where I like try not to record it, but since I've been doing social media for like almost half of my life, it's actually really hard for me not to post and share things. I feel like even if I don't plan on sharing it, like I take photos for myself and then I end up sharing it at some point. So I pretty much record and film everything that I do, especially when it comes to craft. Are you afraid of stopping enjoying a hobby like knitting because you have transformed it into your job? I could see this if you turn it into a business, like if I was selling my knit projects, but I feel like at this point I still enjoy it so much and there's still so much creativity in it. I also think when there do have to be boundaries, like maybe it's not good for my hands, or maybe I don't have the capacity to do a 24-hour knit challenge, I like that I can still pivot my content to still make it about knitting and crafting. But like, for example, this top I've been working on for a long time and it hasn't been rushed, but I've been able to still knit with you guys and update you guys on my project. And I think that's something I'm really grateful for about like the flexibility of content sometimes. What is one hobby you would love to take on but haven't been able to yet? I would say ceramics, but I've recently been actually getting more into it and looking into booking more regular classes, but that was one that for years was on my list and just hadn't been able to do because it's so time consuming and you have to find a studio, and honestly very intimidating. But that's one that I'm really hopeful to get more into, hopefully very soon. I guess like sewing with a pattern is one, because I don't know why that's so scary to me. I don't know if that's like a cheat answer since I still do sew. Another one that I feel like is also kind of a cheat answer, but like using resin. I'm like really scared of resin because I know it can be like kind of toxic, but there's so many resin crafts that I really like. Another hobby I really want to learn is how to do like gel X nails or like really nice manicures at home. That's another one I'm scared of because of like the UV and the not curing it properly, but maybe I'll take a class or something. How does it feel post-grad? That's a great question. I feel like for the full past year since graduating, guys, it's been past a year, but I feel like I think about it so much, like how big that shift is from being in undergrad school to after. Like your life is so different, and I think for a lot of people it's a hard adjustment, and I wouldn't say it was terrible for me, but it definitely was a really big adjustment. You go from being so busy, so social, and everything so planned out for you to being like the complete opposite. Of course, that's unless you had everything planned out and you had your job set up, or you have like a corporate job, more school, or whatever you're doing next planned out. But for me, I felt like I had a pretty long like I'm figuring things out period, and I think that's like that for a lot of people, especially with moving kind of quickly after graduating. It was kind of interesting because I was in this new place, but it's not like school where you can just meet people very naturally in classes or around, and in college you're just surrounded by people your age doing the same thing, that like making friends can come so naturally. Moving here, especially to the suburbs, is like, how do I make friends? How do I figure out my life now? No one's telling me like what to do or how to do it. Whereas in school, it's like I'm taking these classes, then I'm taking these classes for the next 3 semesters, and then, you know, you just know everything. And I was so used to knowing everything that once I had kind of like extreme free will, it's so like paralyzing to just have so many options but not know where to go. But all I can say from that time is like taking any kind of step, even if it's in the wrong direction, will help you figure out what you want and what you like. And it's really scary at first, but things do come together and you build a lot of confidence, and I think you really learn who you are in those years post-grad when you're forced to try things and forced to kind of figure out life on your own without the confines of like your classes and your schedule and just doing what other people around you are doing. What did you study while in college? Do you think you'll use that degree soon? So I studied business administration, and I guess I'm technically using it in my job since my job is marketing related, but I didn't major in marketing specifically. But some of the concepts are very transferable, and a lot of the work that I did in college, like my part-time work or my big school projects, relates pretty directly. How old do you want to get married, have kids, and settle down? So I'm 23 now. Marriage, I don't know, maybe the next couple of years. It's funny because growing up watching all the YouTube vloggers, I thought it was normal to get married at 20 and have kids by 25, but like by that standard, I would be married for 3 years now and about to have a kid, which I feel like I could not be further from that. My boyfriend and I have been dating for almost 4 years, and I think marriage is the next step. I always believed in dating for marriage, and yeah, it's an exciting stage. Have kids and settle down, I don't know. I feel like I can't put a number, and I'm not super fixed on any number. All I can say is right now, like, kids is not in the picture. Like, I'm not thinking about that or wanting that. I definitely know I want to be a mom later in life. I think I've always wanted that, and like a family, but I feel like that kind of comes naturally. You kind of start to realize when everything falls into place and you're like, oh, like I want kids now and I'm ready to have kids now. And that's just not me at the moment. What's your MBTI? Ah, which one is that? Is that the INF, whatever? I used to be really into personality tests, but I low-key forgot everything. Oh, it is that one. I think from looking at it, I think I was an INFJ, but maybe things changed. I need to take it again. I want to learn how to sew, but don't know where to start. Any tips? I don't really know how to sew either, but I'll give you some tips. For me, I'm very like hands-on, so I do think practicing and starting with really easy things like a pillowcase or a pouch, or just hemming and upcycling things from the thrift store is a really good way to go. But I also think learning to sew directly from someone who knows how to is super helpful. If you have a friend or family or can find any local classes, I think that's probably the best way to go. But also YouTube has so many resources, like so many. So honestly, I would just go to YouTube if you don't want to take classes. Ah, I think we can get through all the questions actually. What camera do you use to film? I mix it up a lot, but I'm currently filming on, why do I like not remember what this is called? I just got it. I'll write it on the screen. I recently switched to Sony, but before this, I always used Canon. So I used a couple different Canon cameras, and then I also use my iPhone a lot, and I'll just like write all the ones that I use here and in the description. But everything with the really wide angle lens that I've been using more recently, like since the beginning of the year, has been the Sony camera. But if you see anything where I'm like out and about, it's actually usually my iPhone. Favorite breakfast combo? I've been eating this cereal a lot. They actually sent it to me, but I actually really liked it because I can't eat a lot of the normal cereals because I'm allergic to oats. This one doesn't have oats, and it's been so good for like the quick mornings. Other than that, I love a yogurt parfait. I love those mini like Eggo waffles. I like toast. I feel like I used to be such an avocado toast person, but I don't have time for that anymore. I'm like toast with soy nut butter. I'm also allergic to seeds and nuts, so I eat soy nut butter. What's your favorite thrift store since you've moved? I guess Savor? I don't know. It's so hard for me. I feel like I can't really say I have a favorite thrift store because I just think it changes so much. But there's definitely more Savors around me now versus in Washington. I feel like they were all Goodwills and there's not as many Goodwills here, slash the Goodwills here just haven't been great for me. I also really like American Cancer Society. There's a lot of those here. I don't know if they have that in Washington. Biggest lessons you've learned post-grad. We'll end off here. I feel like I did the biggest ramble on being post-grad. Let me get some thoughts. You know what? I feel like I already kind of answered this actually. Kind of what I was saying earlier. It's completely okay to not know what you want to do or like what you're doing, and to know that a lot of people also feel lost and maybe unhappy, or you know, feel like they're behind during those years. And you might think you're way worse than other people, but just know everyone kind of feeling like that all the time. And even if you feel like that, I think the best thing you can do is what I was saying, like just do something. Like even if you don't know what direction to move in, like try things out. This is the time to kind of figure out what you want to do, figure out who you want to be friends with, figure out what hobbies you like and how you like to spend your time. You have so many years ahead of you, and I think there's a lot of pressure on the high school and college years and like taking off running right after you finish that, an expectation to have everything figured out, like have your career figured out right away, when in reality you have so many years past that. Schooling only goes up to a certain point and then you have the rest of your life, so it's okay to take the time and to figure it out. If you switch careers midway through your later in life too, that's also okay. Like there's no rules to life, and that's what all of post-grad is kind of figuring out like what is fulfilling to you and how you want to live the rest of your life. Wow, I feel like I just gave such a pep talk. All right, guys, I don't know how much I got done on this. Low-key not that much. It's hard to tell when you're just going in the rounds and the rounds, but I'm so happy that I got to knit and chat with you guys. It was so fun, so freeing, and I love, love, love knowing that there's someone on the other side of the screen knitting with me. It makes me so happy. I was just responding to comments like before this and this morning, and a lot of people say how like, oh, like I always knit with your videos, and I still like can't wrap my head around that we get to craft together like this. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks for chatting with me, and if you want to see more videos like this, or if you have any videos you guys want to see, comment down below. And if you stayed till this point in the video, you're so real, because I know I yapped for such a long time, but I want you to answer the question, what is one craft you want to try and one craft you don't want to try, down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.